Since 2011, teachers in Catholic schools have been developing action research projects to improve student language learning outcomes. And the reason we have done action research is that we believe that teacher quality is the single greatest in-school influence on student engagement and outcomes. And it was the catalyst for the process where teachers could reflect on their own teaching practice and use data collected in their classrooms to inform how to improve their pedagogy. So we've been doing this over the last 4 years, and you'll see through the slides how things have evolved. Okay, so every year we have a language expo, where people present their findings from their action research. And people have been very enthusiastic and very keen to take part in action research. October 31st this year, and last year it was the 31st of October too, so we try and keep it around the same date every year.
How do you advertise it or communicate it?
I can get everyone's email here and send you an invite to it. I'll show you the flyer to it, yeah. Our professional development centre has probably a capacity of about 150, so we just sort of tend to keep it within, people who are invited, as well as, people within our system, yeah. I just put that up because I thought it sort of just captures the excitement about iPads when we first did these projects. Okay, so this is what Geraldine's reported, that there's an overall improvement in semester grades for French, an increase in vocab used in creative writing tasks, increased motivation towards learning language, and increased number of Year 9 students expressing interest in choosing Year 10 French. There are 2 French teachers in that school, and she said that there's more sustained focus on language tasks and increased enjoyment of language lessons. So this is some of the...
Sorry.
Yeah?
What was her project? Is that from using iPads in the classroom?
Yeah, so basically hers, on your list there, if you go through and find St Teresa's, Noosaville. You see that one? Creator, I think, was one that she used a lot. So Book Creator, I know that particular app is, I think it's $4.49 when I looked last. So to get that on a number of iPads, the cost really mounts up. So people had to budget for what sort of apps they'd want. There are some that are free. There's one called Sock Puppets.
I don't think this one. You can't get this one to work.
Oh, okay.
On the top, the other side.
We press this one up here. Is that? Oh no, the other side. Wait a minute, is that it? Yeah, there it is.
Well done.
Yeah. They're such small buttons, they're hard to find.
Thanks.
That's okay. Now I don't know what's on the different things. We just tried a different thing. So we could probably have a little bit of a report back to see what people have found, because there's different apps. Yes? Do you find them?
So which one is for creating conversation? Okay,
so this one here, story kit. So that's one that you can use to make a story. Yeah. So like You can take a photo.
Yes. Oh.
So like, you just take a photo here. I'll take a photo of Christina taking a photo. And then you can say use photo.
Okay.
And then you can record your voice. Or you can type in.
Type. Oh, okay.
Type in. So your kids can make their own stories with, you know, they can do anything they like really, but it's a great thing. Or you can...
What about video? Can we attach video?
I don't know if it's video. I think it's just photos for this one. Yeah, and then you can play it. Yeah.
And draw.
You can, you can do it. And then, you know, like with edit, you can go in and you can, you know, type or whatever. Yeah. So have a fool around with it. Yeah. So which one have you found there? Talking Ben. Talking Ben. Kids like it because, you know, when they get a bit older, they get really shy about saying things, and you can get them to practice and it'll record your voice.
Yeah.
Like this one or
I'm not sure.
different action.
Ben in the science laboratory.
I've never used this one. The one, oh, all right, what is he doing? Okay. So, shake my head at it. But yeah, there's one called Talking Ben, this one here, and Talking Gina. So what's that mean? How to play. Okay, all right, there we are. That's a good idea to get the instructions. Which one have you got up here?
Sock puppets.
Sock puppets, yeah. That's a very popular one for creating stories. And
the creativity that's the good thing about kids. They can it's the interest in it. I mean, they've already got the interest in the technology, or they know more than teachers do anyway. But then they can create something, even if it's the language you want them to use. And they can put it together in their way. And I think adding fun bits or silly bits or something.
There's so much opportunity there for them as well.
It means that, you know, it's not going to replace the teacher, but it gives kids the opportunity to use the language they're learning.
My name is Beate.
Okay. Yes.
What I think about this, we just looked at these puppets, but we can't really do anything with it.
Sock puppets?
Yeah. Because it's got the microphone.
Yeah.
And book fair that we just looked at.
Yeah.
And we tried, Edmondo didn't, you have to sign in, you can't do it.
Oh, okay.
And the dictionary sounds a bit funny when you let them say the word.
Yeah.
We thought it sounds funny.
Okay. What sort of dictionary is that one?
So it was English, French.
I don't know.
Yeah.
French in English, yeah.
I think probably one of the biggest learnings people have had is not all apps are equal. You've got to really, really choose. And what initially happened was people used a lot of language learning apps. Like, you could probably divide them into 3 categories. One category like reference things, like dictionaries and translation tools. Others that are just straight out language learning vocab, or, you know, learning characters in Chinese or Japanese writing. And then you've got the others where you create a product yourself. So things like sock puppets, puppet pals, things like that.
Which are not designed to be used as languages, but you can use it for languages.
Yeah.
It's just an app that actually does things.
Yeah, that's right.
The hardest thing that I found when I was looking is trying to put them in their themes, their categories for the units.
Yes, yeah.
Like, you know, if I wanted to do animals and I wanted to do numbers,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard finding one that sort of concentrated on that.
That's right, yeah. And I think that was the benefit of people doing the posters. They could come up and say to other people, what did you use? What did you use it for? I want to do this, can you help? So there was that, instead of, because when you go to the App Store, there's a million apps there and you just don't know where to start, you know, so, and you've got to really be thinking about what it is that you want to do once you get over the sort of thing. Most people tend to start with apps that help with some language learning some vocabulary or some, and then sort of move on to designing their own things. Like Stephanie, the teacher, who she didn't use many things. Well, I shouldn't say that. She used a real combination of things that you would purchase and things that she made herself. Yeah.
With the language teaching type ones, you've got to be careful because sometimes it's crummy methodology.
Yeah.
It's just made technological, but still a bad way of doing it.
Mm.
So you've got to try it out, or
that's
or
right.
someone who's using something to see what it is that's worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see using the cartoon app really beneficial. I would use that as the reward tool.
Mm-hmm.
So the students would have to write out all of their sentences on paper first, and then they'd be able to take that and put it straight into the app, so they wouldn't be spending lots and lots of time fiddling around with different things.
Yes.
And then it would be able to produce something that's really, really nice and the students would be proud of.
Yeah.
You could easily print it out or share it.
Yeah.
Often get the kids to email things home.
Because it's in the planning, because if you just give kids it and say, here, make a... they just spend all this time fooling around, whereas they really need to plan it out and then have it at the end point to record it or whatever they're doing, yeah. Yeah, it was just all of those things. So it's sort of... I guess me talking about it doesn't really sort of bring out the richness of what teachers have done. It sort of just gives you a little bit of an idea, I guess, of some of the things they've done. And you know, if you are able to come along to the expo, that'd be great because you know you can see more. So I should get you to write down on a piece of paper everyone's email address so that we can. I can send you an invite.